Today I would like to speak about walking meditation. Of course, many of you have been doing walking meditation for quite some time, but hopefully this talk will include some things that will be new for you, and to hear the old things again may also be helpful. In the Mahasatipatthana Sutta, there's a section about in the mindfulness section on Kayanupassana, mindfulness of the body. There's a section about mindfulness of posture. And in that it says, Gachanto va gachamiti pajanati, that when a meditator is going, she knows I am going. So this is what we can say is the basis for the practice of walking meditation. Gachanto va gachamiti pajanati. Walking meditation is done in part to relieve stiffness, but it is mainly done to develop samadhi or concentration. And we walk back and forth. It's not the same as if we are just going for a walk somewhere. We walk back and forth along a path. And since we have two legs, we have to focus on the active leg, the leg that is making the step. So in walking meditation, our focus changes from one leg to the other leg, as each one leg makes a step and then the other leg makes a step. And because our focus changes from one leg to the other, it is not as stable as sitting and watching the rising and falling of the abdomen. And also effort plays a greater role in walking meditation than in sitting. The Buddha said that there are 5 benefits to doing walking meditation. And the first of these is adana kamo hoti, that a person who does walking meditation gains stamina for making long trips. Because of doing regular practice of walking, a person can walk without tiring. If they have to go somewhere on foot, a person who is used to doing walking meditation can go without getting tired. The second benefit is padana kamo hoti, Padh, long A, Nakkamo. So a person, this means, padana means the active application of effort, or strenuous effort. And a person who does walking meditation develops good effort, because when we make the physical effort to walk, there's simple effort involved. This is simple virya. We just make the effort to make the steps. But in addition to this, we have the mental effort of paying attention to each step, or each lifting, each placing, or each lifting, moving, and placing. So we develop good virya, or effort. The third benefit is apabhado hoti, that A-P-P long A, B long A, D-H-O. Apabhado hoti. A person who does walking meditation will have few diseases. If we remain sitting for a long time, sitting only, or standing only, or lying only, there won't be any balance of posture, and therefore the blood circulation will not be good. So walking meditation promotes even blood circulation, and good blood circulation brings good health naturally. So this is the third benefit of walking meditation, that we have better health, fewer diseases. So yogis should do enough walking so that they should do a sufficient amount of walking, so that they will have good health and so that they will be able to develop concentration, samadhi. Then, this is the 5th benefit, good digestion, asitang pitang kaitang saitang samaparinaman gachati. So I won't spell that out. But basically, the digestion is good if we do walking meditation. We eat various kinds of things. Some things we chew, we drink, we have various types of things that we eat. And after eating, our digestion is helped by suitable movement. If we just remain still after we eat, the food doesn't really digest that easily. It doesn't seem to want to be digested, so it doesn't get digested easily. And just having good digestion is enough to prevent even small health problems from happening. The Burmese have a saying that if your digestion is good, you won't even have headaches. So because of this, walking meditation is very good for the digestion. In the days of old, when the monks were devoted to trying to realize liberation, they would always do walking meditation after their meal. Sorry, that's the fourth benefit, not the last benefit. The fifth benefit is that the concentration gained by doing walking meditation is durable, long-lasting. It is said the Buddha said, Chenkamadhikato samadhi chiratitiko hoti. So it is durable. Walking, as I said before, requires, just if we're walking in a normal way, it requires normal effort and normal mindfulness, just to be aware. And this will bring an ordinary amount of concentration, just when we walk in a normal way. There's both the effort to be, to make the steps and the normal mindfulness of what we are doing. When we practice this method of vipassana or satipatthana, we apply ardent effort to observe the step that we make from the beginning to the end, so that we don't forget it. And when we do this, making ardent effort, the mindfulness becomes steadfast. So this brings momentary concentration. We make the effort to observe the left step, right step, or lifting, placing, or we put the attention on the lifting, the moving, and then on the placing. So one after another, we have to keep on making the effort to put our mind on the object from the beginning to the end. And this repeated effort to observe the changing object in walking brings about steadfast mindfulness and momentary concentration. The mind falls collectedly on the object. So this is the concentration, not ordinary concentration. This is the concentration that comes from mental development, or we can say bhavana samadhi. So this happens again and again, and our concentration becomes powerful because the mind is arising repeatedly together with concentration, the mental factor of concentration. And for that reason, the concentration that is gained in walking, which the concentration we gain is called khanika or momentary samadhi, it doesn't fade easily. So that's why it is said it is durable or long-lasting. It doesn't fade easily. So these are the benefits of doing walking meditation, that one can go on a long journey without tiring. It builds good effort, and it reduces our tendency to disease, helps our digestion, and the concentration that we gain is durable. So now I'd like to, as you know, I'd like you know about this already, but I still would like to speak about it in this context, about how the mind and body work together. And matter, the body, the physicality, is that which doesn't know. It doesn't have the capacity to know anything at all. And without the mind, the body would just remain unmoving. It would just be like a corpse. It can't do anything on its own. And the mind is that which knows. Consciousness knows, and other mental qualities also have this knowing quality. So bodily movement occurs due to mental intention, just the way a fan revolves due to electrical current that goes through its system, or just the way a light bulb remains lit due to the electrical current that is flowing. So in the case of the fan, when we turn on the switch, then the fan will move. And there's usually a control for adjusting the speed of the fan. And according to the speed control, the blades may move slowly or at a medium speed or quickly. And our body is very similar to that. Okay, so back to how to do walking meditation. When we're about to make a step, we need to put the mind firmly on the leg and make effort to observe the step when it happens. We should make the determination to watch each step that we make without missing. Whether we can do so or not, we have to make this type of determination not to miss. And there should also be feeling of confidence that if we do this meditation exercise of walking, we can gain purity of mind. Just the way we do in sitting meditation, we can gain purity of mind. And there should also be an eagerness or zeal to gain the benefits that can come from walking. If we have these qualities at the beginning, the determination to observe each step, confidence that this is going to be beneficial for us, and desire to get the benefits, it's very helpful for our practice. And we have to move somewhat slowly and gently, giving priority to being aware of our actions and understanding that there's no need to become involved in sights or sounds, and no need to reflect on what is happening, no need for the theoretical knowledge that we may have gained either in a worldly way or through reading about meditation. Simply we try to put our attention with effort and aiming on the action of the legs, and we don't give priority to the other senses. There are 3 kinds of concentration in walking meditation. And the first is low-grade concentration. When we just observe right step, left step, or stepping. The walking is occurring on a gross level. And therefore our notings are sparse. We're just making one note per step. So we can say that this concentration is low grade. Then there is medium grade, which is to observe 2 parts for each step, lifting and placing. And then high grade concentration is to observe 3 parts, or in some systems they observe up to 6 parts for each step. But here 3 parts is really enough. So Sayadaw U Pandita never emphasized the 6 parts. Other teachers do, but he never did. So the 3 parts of lifting, moving, and placing. The yogi should do right step, left step, or stepping, until she's accustomed to it, until it feels comfortable. And this speed of walking is good to do after the sitting because it relieves stiffness and it helps develop the concentration naturally from taking it from the sitting to the walking. So it is good to start out the walking period with right step, left step. And you can do it rather quickly and just keeping the attention on it. You can't observe in detail, but you can observe in a general way each step. And when that feels really easy to do, then go to lifting and placing, observing 2 parts. And this speed, each lifting, observing placing, it requires effort and aiming. I mean, so does right step, left step, but there are more parts to each step now. So the effort and aiming are increased. And this can be done in a rather rhythmic way. It shouldn't be done too quickly, but also not too slowly. It can just be done in a rhythmic or regular way. And when the yogi feels accustomed to doing lifting and placing, then she can go to 3 parts, lifting, moving, and placing. And observing the 3 parts, a yogi should go as slowly as possible, just like moving a cart full of with water jars over uneven ground, trying to move carefully so that you don't spill anything. The yogi doing the 3-part walking should move as slowly as possible, because only then will the yogi be able to see the material and mental qualities that are there and see how they are related as cause and effect. So at the start of the practice, it is very important to develop and learn these 3 speeds of walking in a systematic way. To first spend a few days, sometimes, and some teachers even say spend a week observing right step, left step, so that you really can do it with the mind being focused accurately on each step. And then after that, to do half an hour of left step, right step, and lifting and placing. And only moving on to the next level of walking when the first level is mastered. So only after really thoroughly knowing how to do right step, left step, and lifting, placing, should the yogi go on to observe doing lifting, moving, and placing. And at that time, you can spend, equal time in 1 hour, 20 minutes right step, left step, 20 minutes lifting, placing, and 20 minutes lifting, moving, placing. And only after that, when you really understand how to be mindful at each of these speeds, only then can you just select what speed you want to go at. You really have to develop it systematically, because it's not always better to go more slowly. It's not always better to go in minute detail. You have to understand which one is the one you need to be doing in order to be mindful in the situation you're in. So it's by developing these 3 speeds in a systematic way that you gain that understanding, and then it makes you able to be very flexible in the practice. So here we only have, a limited number of days left to us, so I simply try to, when people start out, to ask them to first begin with right step, left step, and then move again to lifting, placing, and only after a few days to go to lifting, moving, and placing. But people who are experienced in the practice, of course, they can go as they are accustomed to. It's good to be aware of this, though, because it's not something you have. If you understand this, it will improve your practice. So, as was mentioned, that when doing the 3rd speed, observing each step as 3 parts, lifting and moving and placing, it's important to go as slowly as possible so that you can come to see the real qualities of mind and matter that are there and see how they are related as cause and effect. Without the intention to move, the body will just remain as if it's lifeless. But when the intention to move is slow, the movement will be slow. When the intention is to when there is the intention to move in a rhythmic or regular way, then the movement will be rhythmic. And when there is intention to move in a fast way, the movement will be fast. So what factors are needed for us to observe carefully in the walking? First, we need effort to get the mind to the stepping, right step, left step, or lifting, placing, moving, and placing. And we need aiming so that the mind doesn't arrive there too early and doesn't arrive there too late. The aiming factor makes the mind concurrent with the object. And when the aim is accurate, then the mind will stay with the object and it won't run anywhere. It will just stay right there. But we have to understand that at the start, there are more misses than hits in doing this. And we shouldn't be discouraged, but just also understand that practice makes perfect. So we just keep on trying to make the effort and aim the mind. When the aim is accurate most of the time, then the mind will start to know either the shape of the leg or it will know the lifting, which, as I mentioned before, are both conceptual levels, but this is what we start to see at first. Even though the aim is accurate most of the time, we won't yet know the mental and physical qualities that are there. It's like when we eat a piece of food and we chew it. We start to taste it, but the taste is all mixed up with the way the food is either crunchy or soft. We don't experience the taste as separate from the food, and that's how it is at first when we do walking meditation. And although there's both mind and matter happening at this moment, we simply observe the stepping as stepping, or lifting and placing, or lifting, moving and placing. We don't have to make any more detailed label than that. And when we consider what is happening, even though knowledge hasn't yet arisen, when we make effort to observe the object in meditation, then there's no sleepiness. And with aiming, the mind is fresh, and it doesn't slip off to thoughts about sense pleasures, or to thoughts of ill will, or thoughts of wanting to harm. So when the mind is directed like that, with ardent effort and aiming directed towards the mind, when the mind is directed towards the object again and again, the defilements are distanced. Mindfulness protects the mind from defilements. So the defilements are distanced, and at this point the mind becomes clear. And this clarity of mind is called serene faith, pasada sada. This arises when the mind is directed at the object again and again. So mindfulness protects the mind, and the mind sticks and penetrates the object moment by moment. And this is momentary concentration, or khanika samadhi. The mind is collected and it doesn't run anywhere. So the momentary concentration becomes stronger and stronger by repeated observation of the object. So this mind that contains ardent energy and accurate aim, mindfulness, and momentary concentration is pure. This is the bhavana mind, or the meditative mind. And when it becomes strong enough, then the yogi starts to know that when the foot lifts up, it gets lighter and lighter and lighter, or it feels like it's being pushed up from below. And the yogi also becomes aware of the mind that knows this, and further the mind, the intention to lift that happens to cause the lifting up process. So the first, as the yogi, when the concentration is strong enough, then the yogi starts to know the qualities that are really there. This is one way in which mind and matter can be clearly seen. And when this knowledge becomes clear, then one sees how mind and matter are related as cause and effect. Due to the intention to lift, there's the lifting process, and the foot becomes lighter and lighter and goes up, or feels as though it's being pushed from below. But this knowledge just comes about naturally through practice. It isn't anything we need to think about or be concerned about. The yogi shouldn't be concerned about, am I seeing mind and matter or not? Am I seeing cause and effect or not? The only concern should be to observe every arising object with effort and aiming, beginning with the primary object. For example, in the walking, left step, right step, lifting, placing, moving, placing, standing and turning, and rising and falling in the sitting. So as the yogi applies effort and aiming to observe the objects again and again, the first benefit that comes as to systematic application of the practice is that the defilements are distanced, and this is very good. Then one comes to know mind and matter. Second, cause-effect. The yogis come to know this when their practice is correct. So I hope that all of you will be able to apply the instructions for the practice and develop more and more knowledge of your own mind, of your own matter, and know the things, know what really is there as it is, until you develop knowledge progressively, stage by stage, until realization of Nibbana.